Is your business being hampered by your web hosting company? You really rely on email, and I'm increasingly getting frustrated with a lot of the web hosting companies, certainly the ones I used originally for my clients. So we're about to start moving some of those over into a different provider. And I'll show you why. If you have a problem with your email, and it's quite often quite difficult to know for real that you have a problem with your email. It could be your daily email that you're sending out. It could be that it occasionally bounces, is sent back with a message saying that you're a spammer, or you've been blocked because you've been a spammer, or it might just be that it just disappears. The problem with email in particular is one that is a bit like posting a letter. You put it in a letterbox, and unless you've got some kind of tracking or registered delivery, you've no idea what happens to that message afterwards. You've no idea, does it arrive? Does it get chucked into the hedge by somebody? Is it shredded by a bit of machinery in the post office? And you have the same kind of problem with email, in that there's no real, despite your little tick read receipt kind of things that are going on, with some systems, they're not universally done. There's no universal tracking. There's no easy way of debugging and working out what's happening to an email. You're reliant on the email server at the other end, if it doesn't like what it gets, telling you that it doesn't like it. Sometimes it won't do that. It'll just put things into spam. Other times, even worse than that, it will just reject it completely, not tell the person that sent it, and not tell anything to the person who's received it. So it's really important that you try and get these things as right as possible. As I said, I'm working at the moment, a lot of my clients are working with one particular, they're on one particular hosting company who don't seem to care at all about the blacklisting on their sites. Now, I've been watching their sites using this particular toolbox for in excess of 2 months now, and almost constantly they're on at least 6 and sometimes 8 or 9 blacklists. These are where somebody has sent an email potentially to a fake email address that triggers a listing in a spam index. Now, the problem with this is that a lot of the sites like BT and Yahoo and Gmail will take notice of some of these things if your web hosting company's servers are in these lists, and basically your email could be completely swallowed, or it could be rejected. Swallowing is the worst one. You just won't know about it. So let me have a look at some of the things that you can do to see how good your email provider is, and what I did to kind of justify really starting to move clients to another server, to another service. Now, this is a client's email that's been sent to me. You'll excuse me, of course, blacking out a lot of it because I don't want to disclose who the client is. But I'm going to show you what I kind of did. Now, this is in Gmail, and they have an option where you can see the original. Most of the email programs have a similar kind of thing where you can see the original, which gives you a load of gobbledygook. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm just going to hide the new bits that you don't want to see. I don't want you to see. Bear me a second. This is the sort of thing you'll see. Yes, it's a whole load of gobbledygook, and again I blanked out things that I don't want you to see. The key bits are to go to this section. You'll see a section that says return path, and underneath that you see receive from, and then you'll have an email address. So I'm going to take that, sorry, an email address, an IP address. I'm going to take that IP address, and I'm going to go over to Senderscore. So I'm over at Senderscore. I've actually logged in. I've created a free account, which gives you some quite good information. I'm just going to try that IP address, and you see this one, as I've already done this before, I know what the result's going to be, isn't too bad. It's got 87. So basically, you can see some of the other messages that have been sent out from that same thing, same email server. It's not too bad. It's still, things are being filtered. There is spam going on there. I mean, ideally you want to score over 90, and you can see over time it's okay at the moment. It's been down lower. If I take another IP address from which, as I know, is one of the web servers that sends, so sometimes you'll find that one comes out really poorly. Other times you'll find out that you certainly need to have a look at the web server if you're using something like WordPress and sending out emails from there. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so I put in one of their other addresses which is sent out from. And let's have a look at the report for this one. So as you can see, that's a really poor score. We've got 42, lots of spam complaints, lots of filtering, lots of let's have a look, what's unknown users. Okay, so that's basically where things have been sent to users that don't exist. It's basically just really having a bit of a struggle. You can see down here the sender scores going up and down. It's going right down at some points down to sort of 13, 14, which is really, really poor. So basically the chances of that web server itself being able to get emails through is really, really, really poor. It's just not going to work in your favour. So there are two kind of places that you need to think about that. The other thing you can do is you can put your domain name in here, and it'll tell you what things have been sent from that domain, and what servers have been used, and it will give you a good idea again of how they're stacking up. So you need to have a look at it, in particular having a look at the trend of these things as well as the score. Do they actually manage things? This is pretty obvious to me that they take no care at all about the emails that are sent from their web server. And I've had similar kind of problems, which can in turn trigger problems with your web domain. So the other thing you can do is have a look at the blacklists. So you can see that in MX Toolbox. You go to blacklists and then put in either the IP address that you're interested in or the domain, and you'll see that there goes. There's the list of things that it seems to be currently on. If we use a domain, I'm hoping that this one should be okay. Let's have a look. So that's my domain, nice and clean and crisp. You can also do a blacklist search over here as well. I think I've not tried it. Let's see what this looks like. So again, put in an IP address and do a lookup. Okay, so that one doesn't seem to actually find any. So I think I prefer this one over here. It seems to be a bit more reliable. So I'm not quite sure why that one's not as good, but certainly their sender score I think is well worth using. So you can see, and I've had conversations with this particular service provider, and they're really not interested in helping out and making things any better. Now just on the same thing for SiteGround and the servers that I've seen on SiteGround, and this is the sort of thing I'm getting back at a score of 99. Yeah, it's just a different ball game. Looking at some of the web servers, still the same kind of problem. Just I know, having talked to them, that they actively manage spam outgoing and spam incoming. So much better service, similar kind of price. Yeah, that's why I'm moving everybody.